All right, let's talk about a real transformation. I mean, imagine this. 30 days from now, you walk into a room, and without saying a single word, the whole atmosphere just shifts. Heads turn, people actually listen. See, this isn't about being louder, it's about becoming undeniable. We're going to break down a 30-day formula, inspired by some pretty sharp Machiavellian principles, to build that exact presence from the inside out.
We all know that feeling on the left, right? You speak, but your words just seem to vanish into thin air. You get talked over, overlooked. You're physically there, but nobody's really accounting for you. The goal is what's on the right. That feeling when a room goes quiet when you enter, not out of fear, but out of a deep respect for your presence. It's a huge shift from seeking attention to commanding it, totally effortlessly. And that really brings us to this central, kind of weird paradox of leadership. True influence isn't just handed to people who ask for it. No, it's recognized in those who've already cultivated it within themselves. You don't get followers by chasing after them, you attract them by building this powerful internal core.
So, the foundation for this whole strategy is a concept we'll call psychological gravity. Just think of it like a planet. It doesn't go rushing around chasing moons, right? Its sheer mass and presence just pull them into its orbit. That's exactly the kind of power we're building here. An unshakable self-command that naturally draws respect and attention straight to you.
Okay, so week 1 isn't about influencing anybody else. Not at all. It's about mastering the one person you have complete control over, yourself. And this whole thing begins with a strategic retreat, a move into stillness and observation.
The very first law of this transformation is withdrawal. You have to stop feeding people's expectations. Stop reacting instantly. Stop looking for validation the second you say something. Stop laughing at jokes that aren't even funny, just to fit in. You have to realize every single time you seek that approval, you're literally giving away a piece of your authority. And we build this authority with 3 really practical habits of stillness. First, train yourself to pause, just for a full 2 seconds before you answer anyone. Second, become super aware of any restless movements, fidgeting hands, tapping feet, and just reduce them. And third, consciously slow down your speaking speed. See, the human brain is literally hardwired to associate calm, deliberate control with dominance and competence.
And that pause, it's so much more than just a pause. In any power dynamic, the person who can comfortably delay their response is the one who holds the control. You stop being reactive and you start being deliberate. Trust me, this single change will fundamentally rewire how other people perceive you.
All right, moving into week 2, we're gonna build on that foundation. Now that you've got a baseline of self-control, you can start using that stillness to position yourself as the reference point. The person that others subconsciously start to organize themselves around. And this is done with a few key tactics. First, be less available. Let people miss you a little. Constant visibility just makes you common. Second, create some social contrast. When everyone else is panicking or gossiping, your calm neutrality makes you stand out like a beacon. Third, practice what we'll call calibrated assertion. Just say no to one small thing this week, calmly and with 0 excuses. And finally, be usefully ambiguous. Hint at where you're going, but never ever reveal your full hand. Here's a really powerful tool you can use this week. When someone hits you with a request or an opportunity, instead of that knee-jerk yes or no, just say, "Let me think on that." That simple phrase instantly signals that your time, your judgment, your entire decision-making process are valuable resources. They're not to be given away for free. So by week 3, your presence starts to morph into active power. You're moving from just silent observation to subtly orchestrating the interactions happening all around you. And you're doing it without ever having to raise your voice. This brings us to a really cool concept called frame control. You see, every conversation has an invisible frame. It's the underlying context of who is reacting to whom. And the person who controls that frame, well, they control the whole interaction. You learn to do this not with your words, but with your tempo and your perception. Now, to master frame control, you've got to run everything you say through these 3 mental filters before you speak. First, ask yourself, is this person's comment genuine, or is it just bait to test my emotional control? Second, is my response going to strengthen my position, or will it just drag me down to their level? And third, the big one, is this a moment where saying nothing at all is actually the most powerful move I can make? Okay, we're in the final week. This is where we take all the pieces and assemble them into something permanent.
You're going to transition from having these little moments of influence to becoming a lasting symbol of authority, someone whose respect is there even when you're not in the room.
So how do you become a symbol? Well, you start by building a personal code. People follow those who are predictable in their strengths, things like composure, discipline. And you demonstrate this code when chaos breaks out. A crisis is your stage to show everyone that unshakable calm. And finally, you maintain it with real mystery. People overshare like crazy today, mistaking transparency for authenticity. You're going to be warm, you're going to be engaging, but you will never be an open book.
And there it is, the whole 4-week journey. It's a logical progression. You start internally by mastering yourself. Then you use that mastery to build your external positioning. From there, you learn to engage tactically. And finally, you solidify it all to become a true symbol of authority.
The core formula here is actually simple, but it's incredibly profound. True power isn't taken. It's not demanded. It is mastery that is built from the inside out. You've simply replaced that constant need for external approval with an unshakable internal command. You don't ask for respect anymore. You become it.
This illustrates the final point just perfectly. Think about it. Most people are like rolling hills. They're kind of predictable, easy to read, you see them everywhere. But the person who finishes this journey, they're like a mountain range, unmoving, difficult to fully map, and they literally generate their own weather system.
Seriously, think about that. Mountains don't ask for your respect. You don't need to be told to look up at them. Their sheer, unyielding presence just commands it. And that is the kind of authority you have built.
So the 30-day plan is all laid out, and it starts right now. Your very first act is withdrawal. So the question I'm going to leave you with is this. What is the first source of noise, that first nagging need for validation that you are going to cut?